Hey, what's up guys, Ryan here. Welcome back to another tutorial. Hope you're having a good Thanksgiving for those of you who are celebrating Thanksgiving. And today, I want to get you guys out to the Black Friday shopping, so I'm doing a quick tip. We'll have the slow motion effect next week, but let's jump into how to kind of organize, a bunch of layers that you want to animate inside of After Effects quickly and easily. So let's dive right in. So real quick, I'm going to be using 3 name your own price scripts on AE Scripts to organize our layers fast. We have our line layer script here, layers to grid, and move anchor point. And all these are kind of name your own price. You can give them $5 for a coffee if you want, or you can do 0 and download and install. So with those scripts, I'll put links in the bottom if you want to check them out. Let's dive into, kind of an issue that I have that happens a lot of times, and I want to organize my layers and get ready to animate them in After Effects real fast. So what I have here is I have a bunch of movie posters. And, they're all basically the same sort of aspect ratio, but we have a couple of different scales. So the goal would be in a real world example is I want to have all these on screen and be able to organize them so I can animate them and, kind of get going with them quickly. So let's jump into our composition, and I'm just going to drag all these in to our main comp here and kind of just show you what we have. So if we kind of look, they're all similar aspect ratios because they're all, posters for movies or TV shows. But as you can see, they're all different scales and sizes. So to use the scripts, the best way, in my opinion, is to make these all the same size. So what I'm going to do is, since we're looking at 10 Cloverfield Lane here, I'm going to drop that into a new composition. And I'm going to kind of use this as our master rescaler. So let's see, I'm going to delete all of these. And let's go back to this 10 Cloverfield Lane. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring everything in here. And now we have everything inside the same composition. So a couple of shortcuts we can use to make these all the same master frame size here is Control-Alt-F. And as you see, that snapped all my layers to the composition size. Or if you want to right click and go to Transform, Fit to Comp. And now all our posters inside this comp are scaled evenly. So what I'll do, copy those. I'm gonna go back to our main comp here. And now we have everything as the same size. And if you kind of, if I kind of drag this around, you can see we have all our posters in here. And now we just want to organize them. And here's a couple of tips that I like to do if you want to, maybe you want them to scroll across the screen. So let's go ahead, let's select all these. And I'm going to use our first script, which is Align Layers. And what this is going to do is, and I'm going to kind of watch this screen as we start checking these options, is as soon as I click X, Y, or Z alignment, it's going to snap them all together. So we have 0 pixels. So let's do X alignment. And as you can see, we're already getting somewhere. And what this is doing is it's saying how many pixels do you want in between these layers. So with all the layers selected, as I move the slider, you can see that we're starting to get a little bit of separation between each layer. So let me uncheck that. I'm going to parent everything to our 10 Cloverfield Lane again. I'm just going to scale it so we can kind of get this into frame here and see how everything looks. Cool, so there we go. All right, now let's say you didn't want that space in there. You can go ahead and just use the script again to realign everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything, and the key here is to make sure it's not parented now. So nothing is parented. Let's go ahead and run the Align Layer script again. And as soon as I hit X, we took away that space, and we can adjust it accordingly. We can also do, negative numbers if you want. With everything selected, I'm going to use After Effects' built-in align tools. I'm going to bring everything back into the center. And there's an example of the first script. Now, another thing I like to do sometimes is have everything in a perfect grid instead of sort of moving everything out and, relying on snapping or however to kind of get these set up. Instead of using that stuff to set everything up, let's go ahead and reset these layers back to the center here. And then what I'm going to do is select all the layers, and we'll use our other script, which is the layers to grid script. We'll select that. And the first thing it's going to ask is, do you want the layers to be rows or columns? So instead of rows, I'm going to say no to select columns. How many columns across? Let's do 8 columns across. How many pixels in between each, let's use maybe 1 pixel and see what we got. Cool. And now if I select this and I'll make our Cloverfield Lane the parent again, I'll kind of, maybe I'll bring these up to the corners. With that layer selected, I'll bring out the Move Anchor Point tool, and I'll have our Cloverfield Lane, our parent layer, I'll have that anchor point move up into the corner. So you saw it jumped up in the corner there. And I'll hit S for scale, and I can sort of scale all these into position. So there we go, guys. Just a quick tip on this Black Friday so you guys can get out there and find those deals. Hope that helps. Got the slow-mo tutorial coming next week. Subscribe if you want to see that. Got some giveaways. We got a short film that we did. And yeah, a lot of fun things coming up. So subscribe if you want to see those. And again, good luck on those sales and those crowds. And I will see you guys in the next tutorial. So have a great Friday.